Hello and welcome to Get Collected. I'm your host, Soul Brother Mike, and it's Thursday, July 27th, 2017, and you're listening to Season 4, Episode 3. Get Collected is co-hosted by Chrissy Cochran.
Hello.
Today in Feelosophy, we're talking about two different approaches to writing songs. And here's something: I have an unreleased song by the Walkervilles I'm sharing with you. Then in the last part of today's show called What's the Deal, I'm talking about some music videos that I have coming out soon. Now let's get to the show.
Today on Feelosophy, we're talking about two different approaches to writing songs, specifically writing song lyrics. We had our friend Brendan Scott Friel over at our place last night, and we were talking about Pat Pattison. He's the author of the book Writing Better Lyrics, and he's also the professor of an online course I recently took, and it was all about writing songs. So Pat has a pretty solid songwriting structure that I'm going to tell you about, and then Mike's going to give you an opposing philosophy on lyrics. So we all know the format of most modern popular music is the verse-chorus style. So your song typically starts with a verse, then a chorus, a second verse, back to the chorus, a bridge, maybe one last chorus, and then the end of the song. Pretty much all the music you hear on the radio, except for maybe jazz, blues, and classical, is going to fall into this type of structure. Now, Pat Pattison has this philosophy where each time you come to the chorus, it needs new meaning that was imbued by the verse before it, so that as the song unfolds, the story evolves right up until the end, more or less, and the chorus keeps gaining more weight. Otherwise, someone could maybe just listen to the first verse and first chorus of a song, and that would be all they'd really need to hear if you don't introduce any other interesting ideas or any dimension to the topic lyrically after that point. One of the best examples of his idea in action is the song Escape by Rupert Holmes. It's the one that goes, "If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain." The first verse of that song is about a guy opening up the personal section of the newspaper, and the chorus is this great personal ad he reads. Then the second verse is him deciding, yeah, things are pretty stale with my lady friend right now, maybe it's time to try something new. So the second chorus is his very similar response to the ad that was the first chorus. And then in the next section, he walks into the bar to meet this mystery woman, and it's his lady that he's been with all along. So the story kind of evolves and the chorus gets a little more interesting each time. It's also a really good format for a type of story that has a real trajectory. If you're just writing a love song for someone, it's a little hard to have that much of a plot or a timeline. That being said, I think this format works really well for creating a real deep meaning. So, for example, in the context of a love song, maybe your first verse is all about the excitement of having met that special someone. Then the chorus is a declaration that you'll always love them. So the second verse is maybe about some hardships you go through that really test your relationship. But then the chorus comes back and you'll always love them. And then maybe in the last section, you imagine a future down the road where you've lived out the rest of your days together. And if your loved one might pass away before you, well, then the chorus comes around again and you'll always love them. So I don't personally follow this format much in my songwriting, although I do see the appeal of it. I at least try to follow that rule of making sure that you're still introducing new ideas in your lyrics or new moments of interest after the first chorus so that there's a reward for listening. But to me, that's something you can also do with chords and melody and production, and it doesn't need to be just the lyrical domain that has to stay interesting throughout. But I guess ultimately, someone could reinterpret your song with different melodies and chords and production, but the words are like the most universal part of the song. And if you want to make something that lasts the test of time, crafting something that moves and evolves lyrically is a pretty smart way to do that. So now Mike has some counterpoint to this, so I'll let him take it away.
So I'm just going to play devil's advocate here a little bit in saying that songs don't always need such a deep meaning. Sometimes it can be one simple thesis and one simple point that's being made in a song that's just reiterated and doesn't have too many layers. A good example would be Bob Marley's Get Up, Stand Up, where he's saying, get up for your rights. It's a very simple message. It doesn't need a whole lot more. And it's such a great melody that we want to come back to the song simply for the vibe and the mood. There are more than two ways of writing songs, though, and these just represent two main kinds of ways of writing songs that we hear often in popular music. Neither way is really better than the other, and at the end of the day, it's up to the listener to decide what kind of songs they like, and it can really be any kind of song. Now for the next part of today's show called Here's Something. Today I have a special treat. I found the original version of the song Hold On by the Walkervilles. So this is definitely a podcast exclusive. This song was featured on the album Rebirth of the Cool, but that version was produced by Gordie Johnson, and he insisted on changing the time signature to be 3/4 the entire time. Originally, the song started in 4/4 time and then switched to 3/4 only towards the end. So I'm so happy I found this version. It was recorded at Revolution Recording in Toronto, and that was during the same session that we filmed our music video for Bag It Up. So have a listen and enjoy the original version of Hold On.
I was broken-hearted. For love you'd be a martyr and save me, yeah. I know we're always out there for ourselves until we're there for someone else, and get ruthless for it, baby, come on. It's a lesson to see life as a blessing. At times it gets depressing. Your love saved me, yeah, yeah. I know we're always out there for ourselves until we're there for someone else, so get into this, baby, come on. You keep me hoping that there is something left I can do. I had no intention, nor did I mention I was giving up on you. So hold on, it's deceiving this life in terms of meaning. At times you just keep breathing, it saves you, yeah, yeah. I know we're always out there for ourselves until we're there for someone else, and it's real for me. So baby, come on, get the message. We're lost amongst the wreckage of a story as old as time. I know, well, we're always out there for ourselves until we're there for ourselves, until we're there for ourselves. So hold on, you keep me hoping that there is something left I can do. I had no intention, nor did I mention I was giving up on you. So hold on, you keep me hoping that there is something left I can do. Nor did I mention I was giving up on you. So baby, you keep me hoping that there is something left I can do. But I had no intention, nor did I mention I was giving up on you.
All right, that was Hold On by the Walkervilles. Reach out to me on Twitter at SoulBrotherMike and let me know what you thought. Also, if you'd like to download and own that recording, subscribe to the Get Collected podcast on Patreon. So for $5 a month, you'll get access to all of the music we feature in the Here's Something part of our show, and it's often rare and otherwise unreleased. So go subscribe now at patreon.com/getcollected. So what's the deal? Here's the deal. I have some music videos coming out soon. Last month, I filmed a music video for my song Learn to Vibe with well-known video director Gavin Michael Booth. It features Chrissy and I enjoying some rides at the River Fest, which is a carnival that takes place alongside the Detroit River every June. So that video will be coming out in August, hopefully, and I'll be sure to let you know when it drops, I promise. Also, tonight, Chrissy and I will be attempting to produce a music video for my song, No Love Tomorrow. We've rented a classic car for the evening and hope to produce a nice, simple video for the song. So if that turns out, it'll most likely drop in September, and I can't wait to finally share that with you and have some music videos. So keep your eyes peeled for those. All right, that's our show for today. Thanks so much for listening. Tune back in on Tuesday for an all-new Get Political. Stay tuned and stay collected.